La Trobe University. The Trobe Asia Brief. Issue No.11, 2024. Policy Brief. Trobe Asia. Vietnam's online platform workers by Yên Đan Tống, Lê Đông Hậu Phạm, Julio Mancuso Tridenta, Phương Duy Nguyễn, and Như Ý Nguyễn. The Vietnamese government can play a significant role in improving its country's readiness for online work. Message from the Executive Director. Welcome to the newest issue of the Trobe Asia Brief, in which an emerging employment trend in Vietnam is examined with a critical lens, highlighting the support needed and the opportunities presented both in Vietnam and Australia. Online employment, specifically microwork and freelancing, are becoming more popular in emerging economies across Asia, fueled by more reliable internet and a rise in working from home options. They provide the flexibility demanded by the market. They can, however, present challenges in providing workers stable and secure employment conditions. The report also highlights the responsibilities of countries like Australia, which engages with workers in emerging economies across the region as the source of online labor. I would sincerely like to thank Dr. Yên Đan Tống, an emerging academic from La Trobe Business School, for her work in authoring this brief in collaboration with researchers from Cần Thơ University in Vietnam, involving Phương Duy Nguyễn, Lê Đông Hậu Phạm, and Như Ý Nguyễn, and Julio Mancuso Tridenta, a lecturer from La Trobe Business School. Their work was supported by the Australian government through the Australian Alumni Grants Fund, managed by Oz4 Skills. On behalf of the authors, I sincerely hope you enjoy reading these insights from Vietnam's online labor market and the challenges and opportunities it presents. Professor Rebecca Strading, Director, La Trobe Asia. About the series. The La Trobe Asia Brief is a publication from La Trobe Asia, based at La Trobe University. This series provides a platform for commentary, research, and analysis of policy issues that are of key importance in the Asian region. The papers in the La Trobe Asia Brief series are written for an informed audience. Authors will be invited by La Trobe Asia to contribute to this series. Photos. Front cover. Somchai Sanvongchaya via Shutterstock. Inside issue. Gorodenkov, Cravenay via Shutterstock. Editor. Matt Smith. This research is supported by the Australian government through the Australian Alumni Grants Fund. The opinions expressed in this research are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Australian government. The authors would like to acknowledge valuable suggestions and support from Dr. Lưu Tiến Đạo, Senior Lecturer at College of Information and Communication Technology, Cần Thơ University, Mr. Trần Minh Hùng, CEO at PTN Global, Ms. Đặng Thị Bích Liên, an experienced freelancer on the freelancer.com platform, Phùng Đinh Minh Khoa, software engineer at FPT Online Services Joint Stock Company, and Ms. Bùi Lê Thái Hạnh, lecturer at School of Economics, Cần Thơ University. The La Trobe Asia Brief, No.11, 2024, La Trobe Asia, all rights reserved. La Trobe University does not take institutional positions on public policy issues. The views represented in this paper are the authors and do not necessarily represent the views of the university or collaborating institutions. Executive summary. The rise of digital labor platforms has introduced a new paradigm in the way people work, offering a promising alternative to traditional employment in today's digital era. With access to just a computer and the internet, workers can now engage and compete in global online job markets from anywhere at any time. This emerging flexibility holds significant potential, particularly for individuals in developing countries such as Vietnam, where the rate of traditional informal employment remains notably high. However, achieving this potential may require government intervention and international cooperation. Given Vietnam's prospective position as supplier of digital labor and the opportunities this presents for Australia as a digital labor demand center, both countries stand to benefit significantly from cooperation in this area, especially considering the rapid recent development of their strategic partnership. On the 7th of March 2024, both countries affirmed their commitment to elevating their relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership, positioning Australia as one of Vietnam's top-tier partners. One of the key focuses of this enhanced partnership is expanded cooperation in digital transformation. Aligned with this objective, this brief was funded by the Australian Alumni Grants Fund, AAGF, to consolidate the Vietnamese alumni's professional knowledge and skills, contribute to Vietnamese organizational change, and strengthen linkages between Australia and Vietnam. More specifically, the brief seeks to provide inputs for government and development practitioners who can design policies or implement initiatives to leverage global opportunities for online platform workers in Vietnam. It builds on multiple sources of information, published reports and research studies on the current state of digital labor platforms, an in-depth analysis of Vietnamese online workers' data collected from freelancer.com platform, one of the most popular digital labor platforms, and insights gained from the workshop on the Vietnamese online labor market. This brief highlights areas where Vietnam, potentially supported by Australia as a strategic partner, can play a significant role in improving its country's readiness for online works. Some initiatives include ensuring a supply of suitable workers. This requires having the right training programs in place and addressing negative or vague perceptions of online platforms from potential workers. Joint training programs could support and subsidize various types of training for young people in order for them to better understand the online labor market and have the skills and strategies to be more competitive. Removing barriers involving the lack of English language literacy and IT proficiency. The two governments could cooperate in implementing language and IT training programs tailored to the needs of online workers, providing practical and hands-on skills related to online freelancing and micro-work tasks. Linking online outsourcing firms from Australia and online workers from Vietnam. Australian outsourcing firms could take advantage of price competitiveness as well as the availability and quality of Vietnam's skilled online labor. At the same time, both online freelancers and micro workers from Vietnam can benefit from this partnership. Introduction. Online platform workforces are expanding across Southeast Asia, including in emerging economies such as Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. While the proportion of workers engaged in these platforms remains relatively modest, digital labor platforms are expanding across various sectors. By 2021, the 5 largest English-speaking online web-based platforms alone boasted approximately 14 million active workers. The current online labor platforms could be as many as 205 million registered worker profiles, with 24 million workers who have ever worked through an online labor platform, and 6 million relying on it for full-time employment. According to the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, Asia is leading the world in terms of employment on online location-based platforms, most notably India, which accounted for a third of English-speaking online platform workers in 2021. Beyond English language platforms, Chinese language online web-based platforms already had at least 12 million registered workers by 2015. Definitions used in this brief are based on the World Bank Working Group report titled The Global Opportunity in Online Outsourcing 2015. They defined the online outsourcing sector with 2 key categories, including micro-work and online freelancing as follows. Microwork. Microwork involves breaking down projects and tasks into micro-tasks that can be completed in seconds or minutes. These tasks typically require basic numeracy and literacy skills, such as image tagging, text transcription, and data entry. Microworkers are compensated with small amounts of money for each completed task. Barriers to entry in microwork are lower compared to online freelancing, making it particularly attractive to unemployed or underemployed individuals without specialized skills. Online freelancing. Online freelancing entails clients contracting professional services to distributed third-party workers. This category typically requires a higher level of expertise than microwork, with workers possessing technical or professional skills. Online freelancing tasks are larger projects performed over longer durations, ranging from hours to months. Examples include graphic design, web development, and technical report writing. While microwork and online freelancing tasks may overlap, the major distinction lies in the size and complexity of the tasks, as well as the compensation offered. Given the dynamic and evolving nature of the online outsourcing sector and the tasks posted on online marketplaces, the study segments task complexity based on the skills, education, or training required. This segmentation serves as a proxy to determine task complexity. Low complexity tasks. Primarily associated with microwork, these tasks require no specialized skills or training. Medium complexity tasks. These tasks necessitate basic literacy, numeracy, and some soft skills. They often encompass both microwork and online freelancing tasks. High complexity tasks. Primarily linked to online freelancing, these tasks demand specialized technical knowledge, vocational training, or university degree. Examples include complex programming, engineering, or specialized consulting services. Vietnam's labor market trends from 2013 to 2023. The informal labor force accounts for a large proportion of the labor force in Vietnam. As of 2023, approximately 33.3 million people, or 63.5% of the country's labor force, are engaged in informal jobs. Over the period from 2013 to 2023, there has been a decrease in the proportion of informal workers, dropping by 14.21 percentage points from 77.71% in 2013 to 63.5% in 2023. Despite the decline, the rate of informal employment remains notably high within Vietnam's workforce. Vietnam's labor force has made significant progress in educational attainments. In 2022, the literacy rate among individuals aged 15 years and above reached 96.13%, reflecting a 1.33% increase from 2013, which was 94.8%. Historically, urban areas achieved higher literacy rates compared to rural areas, attributable to developmental disparities. However, recent efforts, including policies promoting universal primary education and eradicating illiteracy, have led to a gradual reduction in the literacy gap between urban and rural regions. In 2023, the urban-rural difference stands at 3.55%, an improvement from the 4.2% recorded in 2013. Training and qualifications amongst the workforce, however, are limited. As of 2023, the estimated number of individuals with formal degrees and certificates stands at 14.1 million, constituting 27% of the workforce. This figure underscores a significant challenge in enhancing the technical proficiency of the labor force. Consequently, there is a pressing need for the implementation of targeted policies and training programs to address this issue in the near future. Vietnamese online label on freelancer.com. Freelancer.com is a work crowdsourcing platform which was founded in 2009. Currently, freelancer.com is among top key players in its industry. Its platform offers a digital environment where employers and clients can post their requests and can find jobs fitting their specific skills. Each worker has his or her online profile where he or she can provide both personal and work-related information. The profile also allows employers to track freelancers' working history and performance details. As of 2024, freelancers.com connects over 73 million employers and freelancers globally from over 247 countries, regions, and territories. For analysis, this research collected data from 9,784 ground workers from freelancer.com platform using web scraping method between the 15th and the 25th of September 2023. The information collected consists of their skills, profile, and requested pay rate. The data aims to provide insights into a number of trends in online employment in Vietnam. Our research is subject to constraints inherent in the data collection process. Ethical and legal considerations prompted us to confine our data gathering efforts to a single platform, freelancer.com. This approach may introduce sample bias and restrict the generalization of our findings. Nonetheless, as freelancer.com is a leading platform in the online global market, its dynamics wield significant influence over the broader landscape. Additionally, our sample is limited to tasks and profiles in English, potentially generating language and cultural biases. Vietnamese online platform workers on freelancer.com primarily focus on programming, writing, and design. Vietnamese online workers have emerged as one of the top 10 suppliers on freelancer.com, reflecting the country's significant presence in the global crowd working market. Jobs related to programming, writing, and design are attracting a large number of Vietnamese platform workers. Specifically, 72.59% of Vietnamese online workers engaged in occupational categories such as website, IT and software, design, media and architecture, and writing and content. Our data also reveals an increase in the number of Vietnamese workers between 2019 and 2023, but the popularity of the occupational categories maintained the same ranking. The current trends on the freelancer platform also show the top 3 occupational categories include design, media, and architecture, which is 26.25%, website, IT, and software, which is 19.39%, and writing and content, which is 11.11%. Vietnam's top categories align with this trend. However, the website, IT, and software field is leading. This suggests that Vietnamese platform workers on this category have a high potential to thrive in the global market. The anywhere jobs are not everywhere. They are mainly done by workers in big cities. Online platform jobs can be carried out in any locations and allow for flexible working conditions. However, empirical evidence indicates that these opportunities are primarily pursued by workers residing in major urban centers. This study examined the locations selected by Vietnamese online workers on their profiles and identified the top 10 provinces or cities. Notably, Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, as the largest cities in Vietnam, emerged as the primary hubs for online work. Additionally, Da Nang showed promising growth in this labor market platform, securing the 3rd position in terms of online worker concentration. Further analysis of the online workforce distribution across Vietnam reveals that the majority of Vietnamese online workers on freelancer.com are based in Ho Chi Minh City with approximately 3,500 people, Hanoi with approximately 3,000 people, and Da Nang City with approximately 500 people. In contrast, other regions of Vietnam have a lower concentration of online workers, with approximately 100 to 200 workers per city or province, mainly in medium-sized cities or industrial provinces such as Đồng Nai, Bình Dương, Hải Phòng, Cần Thơ, Thừa Thiên Huế, Nghệ An, and Khánh Hòa. This pattern suggests that while online platform workers can access job vacancy on digital labor platforms regardless of location, the online workforce in Vietnam is still predominantly sourced from developed socio-economic areas. The Southeast and Red River Delta regions emerge as the primary contributors to the platform economy, collectively accounting for over 75% of the total online workers in the country. This concentration underscores the influence of urbanization, economic development, and infrastructure on the distribution of online work opportunities across Vietnam. It may also signal there is development opportunities for less urbanized areas. An open door, welcoming all, but the talent pool able to win projects is limited. The freelancer.com market emphasizes skills-based requirements over formal education credentials. A significant majority of online platform workers, over 80%, do not report their educational background or lack formal education. Among the profiles that do include education information, the specific level of education remains unreported, highlighting the emphasis on practical skills and capabilities rather than traditional university degrees in this market. Based on education level, as a proxy to segment the degrees of complexity, Vietnamese workers on this platform are more towards to micro work or low complexity tasks. While gaining work through the freelancer.com market may seem straightforward, the actual number of platform workers with commissioned projects is limited. Among the 9,784 active Vietnamese online workers on the platform, only 888 individuals have successfully secured projects through bidding. This accounts for a mere 9.1% of the total number of Vietnamese online workers participating in the platform. Not surprisingly, prior experience still plays a crucial role in the success of Vietnamese online workers on the freelancer.com platform. Notice that out of 9,784 profiles of Vietnamese workers on freelancer.com, only 2,682 or 27.4% have disclosed their work experience, with 1,752 or 17.9% having some experience. These self-reported experienced workers are more likely to secure projects compared to the rest of workers, either non-experienced or do not disclose their experience information, 23% and 6% respectively. Some Vietnamese workers on digital labor platforms can have good earnings. According to data from 2023, Vietnamese online workers utilizing the freelancer.com platform have the potential to earn a substantial income. To be conservative, we only consider here the average asking price of those workers who have reviews. The average asking price is $18.99 per hour. The official figure on hourly income of Vietnamese workers from the General Statistics Office is not available. As a reference, the average income of Vietnamese workers in 2023 is approximately 7.1 million VND per month, equivalent to $291. With a standard working week of 40 hours and 4 working weeks per month, Vietnamese workers earn roughly $182 per hour on average. This does not only show the high income opportunity for Vietnamese workers, but also the potential low-cost option for hiring online workers from Vietnam. Recommendations. This section draws on multiple sources of information. The overview on Vietnamese online workers on freelancer.com platform, presented in the previous section. The existing knowledge and research on the field of online outsourcing, as detailed in the World Bank's report, The Global Opportunity in Online Outsourcing 2015, and the World Economic Forum's paper, Strategies for the New Economy, Skills at the Currency of the Labor Market 2019, and the insights gained from the workshop, The Vietnamese Online Labor Market, conducted by our research team on May 25, 2024, bringing together many stakeholders such as enterprises, educators, experienced freelance workers, students, and researchers. Tasks which require creativity, intricate problem solving, and nuanced understanding are still relevant. Changes in demand for skills and the rise of generative AI tools give a discouraging outlook for online workers on platforms. By examining the volume and type of work in online platforms after the introduction of ChatGPT, one recent study found that occupations which require a certain level of education, such as writing and programming, are more prone to automation than manual micro works, such as data entry, video and audio editing, and social media post-production. The future work landscape of online platforms is evolving, especially in response to the development of new tools, making it difficult to identify opportunities of growth. For example, the Vietnamese government faces decisions on whether to prioritize online freelancing or simpler micro-work tasks. While technology might make some tasks redundant, new jobs may emerge. Uncertain futures will require different skills, but tasks that require creativity and problem-solving will still be in demand. These soft skills could benefit from training in the short term. Improving the country's readiness for a global online labor market. Given the very low job success rate, only 9.1% of Vietnamese workers on freelancer.com, there is still a big room for improvement. The government of Vietnam can take a number of actions to promote its readiness for global online labor markets, such as ensure the supply of well-trained workers. All forms of online platform jobs, both online, freelancing, and micro work, require basic IT proficiency, and most platforms require fluency in English. Online freelancing also requires specific technical skills. The Vietnamese government can capitalize on these opportunities by setting up a national-level accredited training and certification program to better prepare workers for online platforms, including basic IT and English skills, and developing short-term training to target specific skills gaps. It can also set up relevant strategies to improve project success on platform. Infrastructure and enabling environment. A country will probably require the same infrastructure and enabling environment, regardless of whether it competes in high or low complexity tasks. Similar to other developing countries, infrastructure in Vietnam remains a major obstacle to engaging in online labor platforms, especially for rural residents. Policies to expand access to fast, affordable, and reliable electricity and internet are key for the development of online labor platform industry, particularly for rural populations. A multi-segment strategy for Vietnam. Vietnam may opt for a phased approach by initially targeting lower complexity tasks and moving up the value chain in later stages. Having large territory and population, Vietnam is generally in a better position to target multiple segments and marketplaces, given its diverse capabilities and resources. Developing the micro-work segment is relatively suitable for Vietnam at the current stage. Our findings show that 80% of Vietnamese online workers on freelancer.com do not report their educational background or report a lack of formal education. This means Vietnamese online workers on the platform can largely be classified as micro-workers. However, in the long term, taking advantage of diverse capabilities and resources can give Vietnam more room to develop the online freelancing segment. In fact, over 70% of Vietnamese online workers on freelancer.com are working towards creative writing, coding, and designing, which are classified as high complexity tasks in the online freelancing segment. With a multiple segment strategy, Vietnam can include an intermediary or agency approach to promote the country's online outsourcing industry development. This will increase the ease of doing business in Vietnam, encouraging international or local online outsourcing firms to operate in the country. Ho Chi Minh City, Hanoi, and Da Nang can be developed as hubs for the online outsourcing industry. These cities can leverage supportive infrastructures for the online outsourcing economy, such as co-working spaces, incubators, and networking events. These facilities and programs can offer online platform workers access to workspace, mentorship, training, and networking opportunities, helping them to thrive in the online outsourcing economy. Australian-Vietnam Partnership, a way forward. Given that both clients and workers on digital labor platforms can operate across countries, there is opportunity for some form of international policy dialogue and coordination. In this case, albeit from different points of interest, there's a chance for building stronger partnerships between Australia, top 10 demander employer, and Vietnam, top 10 supplier worker, to address these rising challenges in the online platform labor market. Studies show that online platform workers are exposed to greater career uncertainty and have fewer protections than workers in traditional employment. Given the diversity and the unprecedented complexities of today's platform market, in which labor regulation has a decisive role to play, Australia may assist Vietnam in clarifying these regulatory uncertainties to ensure decent work for online workers. Ensuring a market of suitable workers requires having the right training programs in place and addressing negative or vague perceptions of online platforms from potential workers. Joint training programs could support and subsidize various types of skill development for young people in order for them to better understand the online labor market and be more competitive. The two governments could cooperate in implementing language and IT training programs tailored to the needs of online workers, providing practical and hands-on skills related to online freelancing and micro-work tasks. At the same time, ensure that training resources are accessible and affordable for micro-workers, especially for high school educated workers. Online freelancing workers need to be significantly more skilled for more complex tasks, while microwork typically requires basic computer and internet literacy, as well as the associated language skills for lower complexity tasks. To develop the microwork segment, the two governments could develop inclusive platforms based on bilateral cooperation. The design and the development of any microwork platforms should be accessible, ensuring the inclusion of workers with secondary education. This may involve providing a user-friendly interface and support in multiple languages, such as English and Vietnamese. There are also promising opportunities for startups and businesses to newly establish or expand their operations in Vietnam as an intermediary or outsourcing agency. Australian outsourcing firms could take advantage of price competitiveness, availability, and quality of Vietnam's skilled online labor force. They can also capitalize on the promising opportunity to establish a strong presence in Vietnam, expand their operations, and drive business growth in the region. At the same time, both online freelancers and micro-workers from Vietnam will benefit from this partnership. Authors: Yên Đan Tống, Sectional Lecturer, Economics, La Trobe University. Yên Đan Tống acquired her PhD degree from La Trobe University in 2017. She has more than 15 years' experience in teaching and research across various institutions, both in Australia and overseas. She is currently a sectional lecturer at La Trobe University. She has published articles in Ecological Economics, Waste Management, Transportation, Journal of Asia-Pacific Economy. Lê Đông Hậu Phạm, Lecturer, Economics, Cần Thơ University. Lê Đông Hậu Phạm is a lecturer in School of Economics at Cần Thơ University, Vietnam. She earned her master's degree in International Business from La Trobe University and PhD from RMIT University, Australia. She teaches international business, global business, and multinational financial management. Julio Mancuso Trudenta, Lecturer, Economics, La Trobe University. Julio Mancuso Trudenta is a lecturer in economics at La Trobe University, where he teaches international economics and trade, macroeconomics, economic development, and international business subjects. His research interests are in the areas of international economics and trade, food and agricultural economics, and behavioral and experimental economics. Phương Duy Nguyễn, Research Associate, Cần Thơ Institute. Phương Duy Nguyễn is a research associate at Cần Thơ Institute, Vietnam, and a local consultant for development projects. He has experience working with international projects related to business resilience development and needs assessment. His research interests are environmental economics, urban studies, and development policy analysis. Như Nguyễn, Talent Acquisition Specialist, PTN Global. Như Nguyễn is currently working as an HR and talent acquisition specialist at PTN Global. She graduated with a first-class honors degree in business administration from School of Economics, Cần Thơ University, Vietnam. She's interested in human resources and community development research.